I bet you guys thought I was done with the political yaoi. Well, you were wrong! I mean, nobody thought that, but still, you were wrong! Because today, we are updating the political yaoi love pairing master diagram with more evidence! This marks the first week of what I'm gonna call the Yaoi News Network, aka the YNN, not associated or affiliated with any other news networks. So let's not waste time. Bring out the board! Okay, so first, I actually have to update some relationships, right? So initially, I had said that the relationship between Nieto and Trudeau was neutral. After more consideration, I realized that they are actually lovers. And here's why. Look, here are Trudeau and Nieto meeting and shaking hands with each other. And what does this look like to you? An almost kiss! And now you might be saying, well, Lumie, this could have been an accidental picture. Maybe they just ended up like that. Which, first of all, there are no accidents in yaoi. But second of all, there's a second picture. They also go on runs with each other. And you know what people say? The couple that runs together also has fun together. So obviously, Nieto and Trudeau are having fun on their runs as lovers. Now, the only thing is, like I said last time, right? Trump was creating a love triangle between the three of them, which might have put some strain on their relationship during that time. But considering that they look so happy with each other, it's likely that it only put a little bit of strain, or they got over it. Maybe they even bonded over their combined dislike of Trump, which makes their relationship even stronger. Next, I don't know how I forgot this last time, but Putin and Modi are actually also lovers. This is pretty obvious, and I'll show you some evidence to prove it. So Putin and Modi have always been pretty touchy with each other, right? Here's a picture of them meeting. This is even closer than Trudeau and Nieto. They are like 2 centimeters in lip length away from each other, okay? And here's another picture. Same thing as the last one. This is literally kissing distance. He's looking deeply into his eyes. They're looking at each other so fondly. They have their arms wrapped around each other's backs. If that's not about to be a kiss, I don't know what is. And not only that, but at the imperial harem, they held hands. Look at them. Putin is so happy to be holding hands because he's feeling shy, and Modi is so excited to be holding his hand. He's like, yes, I'm holding hands with my lover. And their relationship is still going strong to this day because recently Putin came over to India to meet Modi's family, where they talked about economic trade between their countries. So here's a picture of Modi greeting Putin after Putin comes off the airport to India, and they're hugging each other very warmly, very fondly. Now you will notice though that as time goes on, especially at the ceremonial welcome for Putin that Modi had, they touch each other less and less, like they're less and less close to each other. And this might make you think that they are falling off, that their relationship is failing, but that is wrong. I think that what they're doing is after meeting for the economic trade agreements, they decided that their PDA was too much. They had to keep it private because they wanted to keep something for themselves. They are in a private but not secret public relationship. Because if they did not still love each other, Modi would not post. He posted his lover 3 times on his official Instagram, where he also had this caption: President Putin's visit will add vigor to India-Russia ties. Tell me what vigor means. It means to have stamina and strength. So if you're giving somebody stamina, and I'll let you guys finish that sentence, let's move on. And this wasn't one-sided. Modi was not the only one saying this stuff. Putin also said something. Putin said, I know that in India, they say go together, grow together. After this screenshot, he also goes on to say that the relationship between Russia and India is strong, which basically has a double meaning that the relationship between him and Modi, even though they're more private now, is still strong. Next, now I won't be updating any routes for this screenshot, but I wanted to show you guys this. Remember how I said that Trump failed the Lula route? Well, it's possible that the Lula route may be reopened, but until I see Trump meet with Lula in person and not over a phone call e-date that he claims went well, I can't know for sure. But let me read out this tweet for you so you understand what I'm saying. So Trump says, "We had a very productive call with President Lula of Brazil. Among the things we discussed were trade, how our countries could work together to stop organized crime, sanctions imposed on various Brazilian dignitaries, tariffs, and various other items." So maybe the route is not failed, or maybe Lula is only being polite. Trump then goes on to say that he believes it set the stage for all of this to be good, and he looks forward to seeing and speaking with him soon, but we know that this is all wishful thinking on Trump's part. For this route, we will just have to wait and see. Okay, now that we've fixed old relationships, it's time to move on to new ones! First, the first of its kind! Political yuri! Political yuri! Takaichi is finally getting some play. I don't know how I will possibly fit this into the diagram. I will have to fix some things in the next one. But because there are so many arrows and I have 77 layers on this paint program, we are not going crazy on it today. We are going to be normal and well-adjusted employees. Scientists, well-adjusted scientists even. Political ones. So a little bit ago, Takaichi attended her first G20 summit, right? Where she met Melanie! Look at how she runs to her and calls out her name! It's obvious that Takaichi is trying to create a political yuri with Melanie. Otherwise, why would the Takaichi Melanie hug, which is right here to the left, look exactly like the "I'm in love with the villainous" hug? Down to the haircuts, down to the eye color, down to the way Takaichi opens her arms to hug her, and Melanie is surprised. It's the exact same. It's a 98% accuracy. I made it for you guys. I made it for you guys. Look at what I made for you guys. Look at the comparison. It's a good comparison. So we can assume that Takaichi loves Melanie, and because Melanie reciprocated the hug tentatively, Melanie also loves Takaichi. This is their first meeting though, so nothing is set in stone. But for now, we will put love to love. But Melanie was not the only one at the summit. There was another woman, Ursula von der Leyen. Now, von der Leyen is the president of the European Commission, and she is also a German politician, which could turn this relationship between the three of them into an Axis power political yuri love triangle. And now you might be wondering, how would it become a love triangle if we don't understand von der Leyen's relationship with anybody? Well, we know for sure that von der Leyen has met Takaichi and they were cordial. We can assume, therefore, that this is right now a neutral relationship. But since it is not confirmed, I will say neutral question mark. And what about the relationship between von der Leyen and Melanie? Well, in the past, von der Leyen has tried to become friends and become close with Melanie. Whether or not this is 100% Yuri or if they just wanted to be friends, that's unknown. Because von der Leyen was criticized for trying to get close to Melanie by her partners. Because Melanie is stated to be right-wing, while von der Leyen's partners are stated to be center to left-wing. And this did not work out, like star-crossed lovers. However, they did not fight. So for now, we will say that the relationship between them is neutral until further information comes out. Okay, now I know a lot of you are going to say, instead of Ursula von der Leyen, why didn't you use Alice Weidel, who is actually a German far-right politician, especially because Alice Weidel is openly lesbian. She has a wife. But here's the thing. Alice Weidel has not yet met Takaichi, which is important because Takaichi is the crux of the creation of political Yuri. But that does not eliminate it as a possibility. For now, we will call this Love Triangle number 7. Now that the political Yuri is over, time for an update on Love Triangle number 5, the Zelenskyy-Putin love triangle. Recently, allegedly, Zelenskyy met with a bunch of other European leaders. This included Macron, Stubb, Mark Rutte, and MERS. According to Politico, there was a leaked transcript call between them. Here's what all of the leaders said. So first, Macron, who we know is Zelensky's BFF with benefits, says that there is a possibility that the US will betray Ukraine and said that it was a great danger for Zelenskyy. Spiegel is the one who allegedly leaked the transcript call that Politico then gathered because the Spiegel article is paywalled. Then MERS says that they're playing games. He's calling Trump a player and then says that Zelenskyy has to be extremely careful. And after hearing this, Stube agreed with MERS, who said, we cannot leave Ukraine and Volodymyr alone with these guys because he's feeling protective. And Mark Rutte says, we must protect Volodymyr. They're basically staging a Yaoi intervention. They think that Zelenskyy should not be in this relationship with Trump and that this love triangle is unhealthy for him because Trump and Putin have a back and forth on and off relationship, and when one relationship is like that, there is almost no way that a love triangle will work out for the second lead just because of the trauma bond between those first two love triangleists. But when Politico asked Zelenskyy's friends if this was true and if they actually said this, all of them said that they would neither confirm nor deny it. And I won't read out the proof, but you can see it here on screen. I highlighted it for you. So it is completely possible that this could turn into a hate relationship from Zelenskyy's side if Trump actually does hurt him. But for now, we will just leave it as a question mark. Okay, now, a new route for Trump. Not of love, but of hate. The president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. A few weeks ago, Trump said this, right? He said to all airlines, pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers, please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Trump is saying this ominously like something bad will happen to people who fly over the Venezuelan airspace because he is mad at Maduro. Now, Trump says that this is because he thinks Maduro is trafficking drugs. But I don't think so. Because in the same breath, he pardoned the former president of Honduras, Juan Hernandez, for the exact same thing. Juan Hernandez has already been sentenced for conspiring to traffic drugs. So if Trump is pardoning Hernandez for something that he states Maduro is doing, why is he actually doing it to Maduro? I'll show you why. Because Maduro has compared some of his lovers, his Bibi, Netanyahu, and Bolsonaro, whom we thought he friend-zoned, to a certain Austrian man. And I think that Trump did not like that, so he got angry. Trump and Maduro have a mutual hate relationship. Meanwhile, I will say Trump loves Hernandez. Hernandez is neutral to Trump, just as a placeholder because we're unsure how Hernandez feels about this. Finally, the last route I have for you guys today. Coincidentally, just like the first video, a soccer route. The president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino. And actually, Infantino's route is very interesting because it is possible that this is a budding love triangle between who, you might wonder? Between him and Trump and Putin. So let me explain. Back in 2018, the FIFA World Cup was held in Russia, and after the World Cup finished, Putin gave Infantino the Russian Order of Friendship, which should signify that Putin and Infantino are friends now, right? But that's wrong! I think that Infantino got close to Putin to get to Trump. Because when Infantino and Trump met for the first time and Trump showed off pictures of him and Putin together, Infantino got jealous! Watch the video!
Next couple of weeks, but I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me, but nice of him.
You can obviously see, at first he pouts, and then as Trump keeps talking, he side-eyes the picture and looks down. And at one point, he even looks hopefully up at Trump, hoping that Trump will stop paying attention to the picture of him and Putin and pay attention to Infantino. That's why his head is bald, so that the shine will catch Trump's eye! And if you don't believe that, look at the picture of Infantino and Putin together and tell me they are not almost bald matching. Putin has a little more hair than Infantino, but maybe Infantino thinks that Trump likes him because he has a lack of hair. That's why he shaved his entire head to show Trump that he's willing to commit to the no hair lifestyle. Infantino! And do you really think that it's a coincidence that after Trump reposted that Putin said Trump might deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, Infantino went and gave Trump the first ever FIFA Peace Prize to show him that what Putin could not do for him, Infantino could. Roll the clip.
Mr. President, this is your prize. This is your peace prize. There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear everywhere you want to go.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that Infantino loves Trump. And Trump also loves Infantino. Because after Infantino put the charms on him, Trump suggested that maybe the NFL, the National Football League in America, should be renamed to something else so that soccer could now be called football in America like in FIFA.
But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for this.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense.
So we are going to put Infantino and Trump as a love-love relationship. And you can see in this section of the soccer players that Infantino is right next to Ronaldo. Now, Infantino is technically Ronaldo's superior, so this might cause tension, but because Ronaldo does not love Trump and is neutral to Trump, it will probably not create a love triangle. And that is this week's update to the political Yaoi dating sim love pairing master diagram. I hope you guys have fun. Make sure you tune in next week to YNN, Yaoi News Network, to stay updated on current events. Okay? Bye! I'll see you guys later. XOXO. Bye, Lumas!